The truth about council tax, how to challenge liability orders and protect your rights. Hello and welcome. If you've ever received a council tax summons or a liability order, this video will change the way you think about it. Today, we'll uncover the truth about council tax liability orders, the truth they don't want you to know. I'll explain the process, reveal how councils often bypass the proper legal channels, and show you exactly how you can take control and challenge these orders effectively. Most people believe that when they receive a council tax summons, they've been to court. They think that a hearing took place, that they had a chance to present their case, and that a judge made the decision. But that's not the case. Let me explain why. Here's the issue. Most liability orders are processed in bulk, with thousands of cases handled at once behind closed doors. Instead of going through a proper judicial process, councils rely on an administrative procedure. What does that mean for you? It means that no judge is reviewing your individual case. There's no hearing where you get to explain your side. What happens is that councils produce a list of unpaid council tax accounts, submit it to a magistrate's court, and obtain a rubber-stamped result. That's right, there's no individual examination of your case, no evidence reviewed, and often, no judicial signature. The court doesn't even look at your specific situation before granting a liability order. This is a huge issue. These orders are issued without a proper judicial process. There's no real opportunity for you to challenge the so-called debt. The councils create mass complaints, submit them, and get a fast-track decision. The problem is, there's no evidence bundle, no documents served, and no opportunity for you to defend yourself. Legally, this is a massive procedural flaw. This is a procedural defect. Without a proper court process and no proof that a fair hearing took place, any enforcement action, like wage deductions or property liens, can be challenged. Think about if they can't show they followed the proper legal process. How can they claim the right to take money from your wages or register a charge on your property? The truth is, if they can't provide proof of jurisdiction, a valid court order, or the legal authority to enforce it, their claim doesn't stand up. So, what do? First, you need to take action by requesting your Data Subject Access Request, or DSAR. This simple but powerful tool requires the council to hand over all records related to your case. Here's how it works. A DSAR is a formal request you send to the council. It asks them to provide all personal data they hold on you, including any notices they've sent you, any legal documents related to your council tax account, the legal basis they're using to enforce the debt. It's important to note that councils are required by law to respond to your DSAR within 30 days. If they don't, they could be in violation of data protection laws. Once you've written your DSAR, mail it to the council. Be sure to send it by recorded delivery, so you have proof they received it. Make sure you keep a copy of everything for your records. When the council responds, they're required to send you all the relevant documents. This includes the notices they claim to have sent you, their evidence of the debt, and the legal justification they're relying on to enforce the debt. If they can't provide this information, if they fail to produce a valid liability order or other necessary documents, you have the power to challenge them. If the council cannot produce these documents, or if they refuse your request, the burden of proof shifts to them. That's when you have leverage. If they can't prove the legitimacy of the debt or their authority to enforce it, you can challenge their enforcement actions. Next, you'll need to draft a formal letter to the council. In this letter, request the immediate suspension of any enforcement action. You'll want to explain that without proof of a valid liability order or judicial process, they have no legal basis to pursue any further enforcement, such as wage deductions or property registration. Send this letter by recorded delivery, just like the DSAR. Keep a copy of everything you send and receive. It's your right to challenge these actions, and now you're taking the necessary steps to do so. You've taken control of the situation. You've asked the right questions, followed the legal process, and put the pressure back on the council to prove their case. Remember, you don't have to just accept a council tax liability order. If you challenge it properly, using your rights and the right legal tools, you can take control and protect yourself from unfair enforcement actions. Thanks for watching. Take control of your rights today. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to subscribe for more tips and guides on protecting your rights and challenging unfair processes.